Hi, it's Mike with AskTractorMike.com. I have a customer question today from Steve about a new Holland Boomer tractor. Now don't tune out if you don't own that brand, because this could be any brand, because he's asking about his front end loader. And I highly suspect a lot of tractors share the same components. They buy the same cylinders and the same joystick valves, and so whatever tractor you've got, it's probably got the same valve made by the same manufacturer. Don't know that, but I suspect that. So if you don't own that brand of tractor, stay with me. And I'm going to tell you today not only about what Steve's problem is, but about how warranty works behind the scenes. I worked at a dealership for 11 years and I saw all the back end of the warranty, and I'm going to tell you how that works. And then finally today I'm going to tell you a safety thing about your front end loader I'm telling you to do that I haven't been doing, and if I don't start doing it, my tractor is going to end up in the pond someday. So stay with me, we're going to cover a lot of ground today. So my question today comes from Steve, and Steve says, I recently purchased a used tractor. Actually, it's a pretty new 2018 new Holland Boomer 55 with only 54 hours on it. Here's my question. The tilt on my bucket on the loader drops while I'm using it, probably a foot every 15 minutes. Is that a stuck valve on the control? Not sure if it's covered under warranty, and it's an inconvenience more than anything. And Steve, I had an internal leak in my cylinders on my tractor, and it would do the same thing. And it's frustrating because you got the load in the bucket and you're driving to where you're going to dump it, and all of a sudden you see dirt start to come out. Your bucket's not level anymore, and you got to bump the joystick valve to get it back up. Well, let's talk first today about warranty, and your salesperson will forget to tell you this when you're buying the tractor. Let's say Steve's tractor has a 4-year warranty or a 5-year warranty or a 3-year warranty. Well, it doesn't matter. What the salesperson won't tell you is that that long warranty that they tell you when they're selling their tractor actually only applies to the powertrain. The rest of the tractor is only covered for generally 2 years. And wear items aren't covered at all. So you poke a hole in a tire, that's not covered under warranty ever. But if you have a problem like this with a joystick or any other component that's not part of the powertrain, that's only covered for 2 years. And then that long warranty they quote is the powertrain. So if the tractor's a 2018, Steve, you're on the bubble here. Hopefully it was purchased in late 2018, and hopefully the warranty is transferable. And generally that's not a big problem because the dealer will fail to tell the company who the owner is, and they just go by serial number anyway. But if it's a warrantable item, then you better get to that dealership real quick and sweet talk your service manager getting that covered. Now the next thing I'll tell you, a lot of people don't know this, your tractor may have a 5-year warranty, the powertrain may be 2 years, the front end loader is 1 year. And I think that's everybody in the industry. Don't know that, but every company I've worked around, the front end loader had a 1-year warranty. So Steve, depending on where that failure is, and if it is defined as a failure, and we're going to talk about all of that, it may or may not be covered under warranty. So what's causing Steve to have his bucket to drop? A front end loader is a pretty simple device. You have a hydraulic pump that's pumping oil and a joystick valve that's directing where that oil goes. And that oil is either going to the boom, pushing the loader itself up and down, or you move it from side to side, the joystick, and it's going to the bucket, and that's tilting and curling it. So we know that somewhere in that system we're leaking oil. Now if it was an external leak, you'd be able to see it. It'd be shooting out oil somewhere. Well, it's not doing that, so we know that's not the problem. It's easy for a dealer to determine where that problem is. It's either in the cylinders that raise and lower the bucket, or tilt or curl the bucket, or raise or lower the loader, or it's in the valve, the joystick valve, that directs where the oil goes. Well, what they'll do, they'll unplug the hoses, and if the loader stays up in the air, we know the leak is in the valve. And if the loader starts to drop with the system closed and not running the oil back through the joystick valve, then we know we have a leak in the cylinders. It won't take a dealer long to find out where the problem is. Now, if the problem is a cylinder problem, that's part of the front end loader, and that's probably not covered under warranty. But the problem is likely in the joystick valve, and it's not a stuck valve, it's just something's happened in there. And I talked to Sam, my old service manager at the dealership I used to work at, and he told me how these new valves work. He said a lot of these new valves don't use seals. They're put together with ports and real tight tolerances, so it's not really a sealed system. So there will be some leak down. Now, almost every company, Sam told me, has a formula for what amount of leak down is acceptable and what is it's time to replace the valve. And they don't take these valves apart and put seals in them because there's no seals in there. They replace them. So that's what you're looking at, Steve, for a fix. Likely is a replacement of that valve. So almost every company, Sam told me, has a formula for what is an acceptable rate of drop. You're going to get some leak down, and they're going to determine, you know, is it 6 inches every hour or is it 6 inches every 10 minutes? And if it's within specs, they're not going to replace the valve under warranty. But if it's not, they'll replace it and they'll pay for it. So, long and the short of all this, if you've got a similar situation, first thing, don't start replacing things till you determine, is it in the valve, is it in the cylinders, and then you know what to replace. And with cylinders, you can take them apart, put a seal kit in them, and that's something I've got a video on I'll post at the end. It's kind of fascinating to watch. It's a pretty good job. If you're mechanically inclined, you could do it. I would never attempt it. So anyway, Steve, the answer to your question, it's either an internal leak in the valve or an internal leak in one of the cylinders, and probably it's in the valve. And I would get to my new Holland dealer as quickly as you can. Go take a dozen donuts, or 2 dozen donuts is better, and go back to the service manager and tell him that you need this looked at and find out if it's under warranty. And a good chance that it could be if your tractor was purchased late in 18. Now let me tell you a little bit about how warranty works and why dealers hate warranty. How the warranty generally happens is you go in with your tractor and you get it fixed, and there's no charge to you. You take it home, and then the dealer has to file warranty with the company. And so he's already paid for the parts, and he's paid his service guy to fix the problem, and now he's got to wait for warranty money to come back from the supplier. And if they look at that warranty, they say, oh, this technician took 20 minutes too long to get this job done, they're going to dock the bill. So the dealer loses money on most warranties. He almost never makes money on warranty. And so it's really a bad situation. Now, some dealers try to charge the customer up front and then say, whatever warranty I get back from the company, you'll get that back. And that doesn't go over well with you, the customer. If the dealer doesn't do that, then whatever the company decides to give him, that's what he takes, and it makes him mad, and he loses money on his service work, and he's mad at the company. You're happy as a customer, and that's the way we used to do it. But then, would a dealer sometimes cheat just a little bit to try to get that back? Probably not. I don't know. Maybe. So what if you come in and your tractor's 2 weeks out of warranty? What does a dealer do then? Well, it's really hard for him to tell you that thing's 2 weeks out of warranty, sir. I can't cover it. But if he sold another tractor 2 weeks later, is it possible he'd write the serial number of that one down and claim the failure was on that one? No, probably not, to keep you happy as a customer. But yeah. So warranty is a tricky issue. I heard a few years ago, and I don't know this for positive, the Caterpillar does their warranties different than the Ag World does. And if they do, I wish the Ag World would adopt this. A percentage of every piece of equipment that they sell, I heard, I don't know if this is true or not, but I think it probably is, goes to warranty. And then the dealer administers that warranty. So if you come in and your Caterpillar grader is out of warranty 2 weeks, he can go ahead and fix it, and it comes out of that pool of money. And if he preps the stuff well and takes care of the customers well and has really efficient mechanics, he might make money and get a little bit back by not using that pool of money. That's the way everybody ought to do it, but that's not the way it's done. The dealer is at the mercy of the supplier, and generally the dealer gets it in the shorts when he turns in a warranty. So that's behind the scenes what goes on with warranty and why dealers hate warranty and lose money on warranty. Last thing today, on a front end loader. We had a guy, and I talked to Sam about this, my old service manager, we remembered this. We had a guy that was fixated on his loader dropping. And he was convinced that the loader, if you put it in the air, it ought to stay in the air, because his old tractor did that. And some of these new tractors are just not designed to do that. And the manufacturer in the owner's manual, if you look, will tell you when you're not using that tractor, drop that loader down flat on the ground. And that's really good advice. But this guy was fixated on his loader, and he would park his tractor with the loader in the air, and he would put his lawn chair out there and watch it, and he would measure how much that was dropping. And I'm like, dude, get a life. And it was within specs. So we couldn't replace it under warranty. He was mad, everybody was mad. Sam and I talked about that. That was a little period of time where I hated my life. But this guy was just fixated on that loader, and he would just sit out there, he'd have his tape measure, and he'd watch it, and he'd have his watch out and how much time is this taking for it to drop. And it about drove me insane. So the bottom line to this is, it's good advice. When you park the loader in the tractor for any period of time, drop that loader boom to the ground. And I've been working out here in my barn lot fixing fence the last few days with a post hole digger, and I've not been doing that. I've been parking the tractor, I'll put a hole in the ground and move the tractor, and then I'll leave that loader bucket up in the air. And it's a long, long slope to my pond. I shut the tractor off, I lock the brake, but if I've got it in neutral, because I need it in neutral to start it, and I tap that brake when I'm getting off and it releases, that tractor is going to go down that hill and end up in a pond. And so anytime you're using a tractor, and your dad will teach you this on the farm, and I'm not doing it, and I'm might do it, drop that loader bucket to the ground for safety's sake, because it won't go anywhere when the loader bucket's on the ground. So that's my tip for today. I appreciate you watching my videos. I'd love it if you'd subscribe to my YouTube channel. To do that, click the mic face icon and check the bell so you're notified when I post future videos. Here's a link to my website where the Tractor Fun Store is, which has great gift ideas and unique items for the tractor enthusiast. And finally, here's a video that shows what's inside a hydraulic cylinder if you're wanting to repair one. Thanks for watching.